8:23, welcome back. Early voting is in full swing ahead of the spring primary. Election day, remember, is March 17th, and right now you can cast your ballot across all 50 wards. Max Bever with the Chicago Board of Elections is here with everything pretty much you need to know before you make your voice heard. Max, first question for you. What are important deadlines and information for the rest of this early voting period in case someone needs to write it down?
Thanks, Gabby. So our early voting period in all 50 wards is open. That's going to be open every day, including on election day. They're not early voting sites. They're called vote centers that day, but they will be also open on election day. Now, we don't have a strict voter registration deadline in Illinois. Online registration is now closed, so if you do need to still get registered or you need to update your name or address, you got to use same-day registration. So that's available every single early voting site, but also every precinct polling place and vote center on election day. So we've got that safety net covered. You just need to bring two forms of ID, one with your current address on them, to get registered or update any of your information.
Yeah, I did it last year and it was so easy. All right, if you're a vote by mail voter, when should you be returning those ballots?
Very good question. We're seeing a lot of our vote by mail ballots come back earlier because I know a lot of attention has been paid on this post office issue. The U.S. Postal Service can no longer guarantee that if you return your vote by mail ballot back through a mailbox on that day, it's going to get postmarked. So if you're getting close to election day, specifically March 10th, 7 days before election day, if you still have your vote by mail ballot, you've got some options. I'd say use one of our secure drop boxes. They're also located at all of our early voting sites and our vote centers on election day, as well as our headquarters downtown at 69 West Washington and our brand new super site downtown at State and Adams. Use any of those locations, including on election day, to return your ballot. That's going to ensure that the board gets it back. Otherwise, we're going to say, please bring that into your post office. Make sure you're seeing that postmark be made with your own eyes. Make sure that your ballot counts because you're not, the post office is not going to be sure if you're going to return that back through a blue mailbox that's going to get postmarked on the same day that you return it.
Thank you for laying it out pretty simple for people because it seems overwhelming. It's a change, something we haven't been used to. Before coming on, we said, okay, turnout rate is so high right now compared to, years past. What are you seeing right now when it comes to early voting?
So we're seeing some really encouraging numbers so far. Primary elections are generally not people's favorite. This is where we see low turnout, sometimes as low as in the teens or 16 or 18%. But right now we're seeing our numbers come back double what we've seen in 2022 and quadruple what we've seen in 2018. Now, I will say that just might be our voters voting a little bit earlier. They're getting out, they're casting their early voting ballots, they're concerned about their vote by mail ballot, they're getting that back to us sooner. That's a helpful thing because that will help decide a lot of the races on election night sooner in the process. But what we are seeing is, I think, a lot more people turning out quicker in the process. This might mean that we're not seeing that type of surge all the way to election day. Ultimately, people might just be getting their civic duty done a little bit quicker. But the numbers that we're seeing so far are encouraging. We might have better than regular turnout for our primary election. Since we've got those open seats in the U.S. Senate, many different congressional races, we're seeing a lot of people turn out and a lot of campaigns knocking on those doors. So we're feeling pretty hopeful heading into March 17th.
Max, can you answer this? Is it a lot of younger voters that are coming in? I've seen some articles kind of suggest maybe that it is the younger generation who's actually getting to the polls for these primary elections.
We're seeing those numbers start to really come up now that 50 ward early voting has started. A lot earlier in the process, sometimes that's our older voters, but we're also seeing a lot of our younger voters embrace vote by mail. So a lot of those ballots that are coming back are people that are aged 18 through 35. I think that you're going to see a lot more of this surge, this voting surge, happen over this next week and a half. People tend to wait a little bit longer in the primary process. A week and a half is still a long time for a candidate maybe to say something that you don't like. So we're expecting a lot of people to start showing up in this last week as we head into Election Day on March 17th.
Max Bever, thank you so much for joining us. We always appreciate your expertise and, again, making it simple for people. We also want to remind everyone at home that you can find your assigned voting site on fox32chicago.com as well.